Hey guys, it's Brandon here, and we're on site today right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at the Ocean Park Resort. Now, in this video, we are going to do a walkthrough of a gorgeous condo. I cannot wait for you to see it. We're also going to hop into your gross rental income numbers, all of your operating expenses, so that you can see a profit and loss statement, just how much money these units at the Ocean Park Resort make. Now, additionally, we're going to hop into appreciation. If you buy low and if you sell high, just how much money you can make holding and timing your sale over a 10-year period. We're going to hop into depreciation, just how much you can write off on your taxes. And we're going to hop into the gross rental income number variances, which basically looks like what the other units here on site are making over the last 2 years. This video is chock full of all of the information that you want so that you can make a savvy investment decision. Now, guys, you got to watch the video through until the end, because I don't want you to make those amateur pitfall mistakes that I see investors making all the time in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, when they buy oceanfront condos. I hear it all the time. Questions that let me know that they're rookies and that they're not making savvy investment decisions. Now, if you want to avoid that and you want to make decisions where you really win, and you win big, then watch this video through to the end. Also on the channel, there is a must-watch investors playlist, and you got to check it out. If you're serious about investing, I have done interviews with Gosha Cook, who is an accountant. She owns 24 properties, 15 of which are oceanfront condos. Interviews with Matt Freeze. He is a little bit more risky. Gosha's much more conservative. Gosha bought all of her condos cash. Matt is a lender. Matt Freeze, he owns 11 oceanfront condos and used financing for his. So they've got two totally different takes and approaches on how to invest in oceanfront condos. And finally, Rufia Nigro. She owns 27 Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos, yet she lives in Florida. Yes, you heard me correct. You want to dive into those secrets, their approaches, how they run their units, what they do, and how they make so much money. Matt Freeze alone, in an 8-year period, owning 8 oceanfront condos, made $1.4 million in profit. So guys, you got to check out that must-watch investor playlist. Now, also, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop me a comment so that I can message you back. All the comments I get, guys, I will be sure to do my best to message you back myself with any questions that you have about investing in oceanfront condos. Well, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, drop me a comment. I don't want to hold us up. Let's get into the video now. You'd like to invest in an oceanfront condo at a beach resort. I'd like to show you how they make profit and break down all their expenses so you understand how they operate, how they appreciate over time, and how to choose the right property manager for your goals. I'd also like to let you know what your HOA includes, how the location best services the tourist booking your unit, how your tourist can navigate the area to the best attractions, restaurants, and local events. I'd like to give you a market report on the resort that you're checking out today so that you make savvy investment decisions. And if you stay tuned until the end, I'll show you my top picks for the units that have appreciated the most in our market or generated the most gross rental income. So no matter if you're a first-time investor, a seasoned professional transitioning into the real estate game, or simply a casual investor who wants to buy an oceanfront condo to rent out while you're not using it for vacation. Whether you've got 15% to pay down because you're financing or you're a cash buyer, if it's an oceanfront condo you're after, you'll be better, because I'm aiming to give you a 10 times return on your time for watching this video to the end. All right, guys, we're on site right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, just out front of, you guessed it, the Ocean Park Resort. You can see the cool name right there. Yep. All right, now, immediately to our right, we do have the Blue Water Resort. You can see there. And down a little bit further, that's the Compass Cove Resort. Another great resort. Really great resort. Lots of great on-site amenities. Now, to the left, we've got this little, it's called Summer Inn and Suites. You can see here. Looks like there was another, or there might be another office here. It says Southern Breeze, a family motel. The Viking, as you can see there. And then way off in the distance, you do see an oceanfront condo or resort. That is the Landmark. That's the Landmark Resort, and we know that because the Landmark has a very distinct bridge that runs across the resort over Ocean Boulevard to where your parking is. You can see that there. Now, all right, guys, so let's get in here and check this place out. The Ocean Park Resort. April through September is your peak season. You will make the majority of your income on your unit during that time. I'd say 70–80%. Peak of the peak is June, July, and August. You should make enough money during those 3 months if your unit is a superb product to pay all of your operating expenses for the entire year. The other 9 months they're just very simply put, profit months. And we learned that from Matt Freeze on his interview, so definitely check that out. That Investors Must Watch playlist. All right. Looks like you have to have a code to get in, maybe not. As soon as we come in, we've got our front desk here. We've got elevators right here to the right. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can enjoy and increase the passive income of your oceanfront condo through the 20 to 22 million tourists that visit the #2 vacation destination on the East Coast each year. Not only can you enjoy the equity paid for by visiting tourists, but you can also anticipate the over 100% appreciation experience at many of the oceanfront resorts in our market during the recent decade. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can depreciate them, reducing your overall tax burden, keeping more money for you and your loved ones, and ensuring unnecessary taxes aren't paid. Let's get in unit 92224. This is a lockout unit. So when you come in, you come immediately into a hall. The front door has its own lock, and you walk into a hallway. There's a unit on the right that has its own door code lock. There's a unit on the left that has its own door code lock. So this is 2 separate units that are combined to make one large unit, and it can be rented out 3 different ways. Let's start with this unit here. You can see here, flat screen TV, chest of drawers, huge bed, ample space, lots of space. You do have a restroom. We'll get there in just a minute. First, I want to show you this desk. You got a fridge. You got a microwave. I want to show you this balcony. So you do have your own private balcony on this unit. There's Ocean Boulevard. There's the Blue Water Resort. And we've got our ocean. So that's a nice ocean view unit with some amenities right down below, as you can see. And there are people on that beach renting oceanfront condos. Now, let's check out the restroom, as you can see here. Nice vanity, light, tub shower combo. Pretty straightforward. Nice little closet set up here, right in the corner. I like that. And of course, you do have an owner's closet back behind this door. Now let's get into the other side. Again, tile upon the entrance. As you can see, you got a washer and dryer stackable unit here immediately to the left. To the right, we have a bedroom. As you can see, double beds. Nice big full windows with a nice view of the beach. Big, nice large closet. Again, flat screen TV in the unit. Refrigerator, granite, sink, stove, microwave, everything that you need to have a full-size kitchen. And then back behind us, we do have the restroom, as you can see here. Nice full-size vanity. And then behind the door, we do have a tub shower combo. This is your living room, as you can see, nice and spacious. Very, very spacious. Table, flat screen TV, chair, swag light, and a Murphy bed. The more beds, the more heads. You can see here. There you go. And let's get out here. This is your moneymaker. This is what people are paying for. Your own private balcony. As you can see, with a beautiful, gorgeous view of the ocean. Nice, great amenities down below. And a beautiful sand and ocean right in front of you. This is what your guests are paying for. Well, guys, as you can see, that pretty much wraps up this unit right here at the Ocean Park Resort. Now, two things I want to cover with you real quick. The first thing I want to cover with you is this is the south end of the beach. Well, crime has been reduced dramatically. I want to say it's been reduced by about 21%. Additionally, the mayor has enacted a oceanfront redevelopment project. They're literally buying up problematic buildings, demolishing them, and building new buildings in problem areas and putting economic development in place. They're putting businesses in place in those buildings, in those problem areas. Now, the redevelopment project anticipates the south end of the beach becoming a high traffic area. All that said, you can buy these condos cheaper now, but whenever they finish that redevelopment project, most likely these values will be comparable, if not higher, than other oceanfront condos in the north end of the beach. So it could be a very savvy investment opportunity for somebody who wants to get into the game and wants to make as much as possible. You want to put yourself in a good position to take advantage of that oceanfront redevelopment project that our mayor is doing. Additionally, you could live in one of these units and rent out the other unit. For all of you real estate investors out there that are looking for savvy hacks, this could be an excellent hack for you. If you're serious about getting into the game, it's a well-known strategy. If you buy a duplex to live in one unit and let the other person pay for both. It's the same principle here that you can enact. Now, additionally, I want to point out that lockout units are very, very powerful in the sense that they can be rented multiple ways. They have a really cool rental strategy. You can rent this as a one-bedroom. You can rent this as a two-bedroom. It's pretty cool. You don't normally get that flexibility with just a standard two-bedroom. You can only really rent it as a two-bedroom. Well, in this instance, because there's separate entrances, separate locks, separate doors, you can rent this two ways, which really helps increase your flexibility, and it increases the audience who would use this unit. So it really helps drive in gross rental income and revenue. In this video, I've shown you the resort, explained the property, and given you a walkthrough of the property. But next, I'll cover the accommodations and amenities offered by the resort and give you a walkthrough of the amenities so you can see why tourists choose oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Then I'll discuss on-site versus off-site management so that you learn how to maximize profitability on your unit and avoid the pitfalls other investors have made. Then I'll cover what your HOA fee pays for, how your resort's location creates a convenience for tourists that keeps them coming back for our attractions, restaurants, and local events, and also how your tourists can navigate the area. Next, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. All right, now, again, that front desk right here. Again, those elevators right here. Now, this hall is just rooms, and immediately to the left, we have another hall. Again, that's just rooms. We have a pool deck straight ahead. There's a really cool seating area right here. As you can see, they do have a flat screen. And out these doors is the pool deck. Or the layout deck. I don't know what you would call this deck, but it is a pretty cool deck. Plenty of tables and chairs, umbrellas. And then there is, on the next floor down, that's going to be our indoor pool, which we're going to get to in just a minute. You can see an absolutely stunning view, beautiful green grass, very nice landscaping. And down this side exit over here, which we're going to go to in just a minute, that's going to take us just out there to that beach access. Now, you can see straight back behind me, that is the Ocean Park Resort. Plenty of area to lay out, plenty of tables and chairs, lots of fun in the sun. Let's get down these stairs. That's cool. Not bad. And then to our right, look at that. Can't wait, guys. Let's do it. All right, plenty of area to lay out. Very cool little hot tub area. More layout chairs, and we got our beach access here. I'm going to take you out to the beach first, show you the showers, and there's your beach access. Let's get out here for a second. Not bad, not bad, not bad. So we're coming back in the gate. You can see there's that nice green grass fill. There is another access across the way there, as you can see. We'll get to that in just a minute. I'm going to take you back over this way. Again, plenty of area to lay out. Let's get inside here and see some of these amenities. All right. Huge indoor pool, as you can see. Got a little kiddie pool here, 1 foot. And then, of course, there's another here, 3 foot hot tub. Very, very cool. Now let's get outdoors and see the other pool. Looks like they have a sauna here. Looks like it's locked, can't get in there. All right, and then you have another outdoor pool here. Pretty large, plenty of area to lay out. And even more deck back this way. Let's get out that other beach access real quick. There's your indoor pool. And this is the other side, beach access with showers as well. Again, your grassy field from the other side. And your beautiful Myrtle Beach access. All right, guys, now down below you do have more amenities. You have elevators here to the right, as you can see. You have drink machines here, snack machines. You do have your laundry services just here. And then there is a fitness center here to the left, as you can see, with some cool equipment. Now, on-site versus off-site property management, very simply, guys, you always want to self-manage. You do not want to hand your profits over to a property management company. Plus, if you're serious about building a robust portfolio, well, guys, guess what? You taking the helm and doing this the first year or two is going to provide you with the experience that you need in order to better understand your investment and your money. So that way, when you do hand it off to a property manager, you'll know what to look for if they're doing a good job or not. Additionally, no one's going to manage your property like you are. And I will tell you, if you're thinking to yourself that you don't have time because you have a full-time job and you can't handle anything else, then you're wrong. You need to get focused. You need to get self-disciplined. You need to get serious with yourself about your future and your retirement. Now, here's the deal. Matt Freeze owned 11 oceanfront condos, and he owns a mortgage brokerage. He's got a full-time day job and manages his oceanfront condos from his phone and his laptop. Gosha Cook owns 15 oceanfront condos, 2 commercial properties, and a long-term rental. Manages them. She leverages technology. She also owns a property management company and has 110 doors that she's responsible for. The point is that, very simply, lots of people are managing this type of rental right from their phone. They're syncing their calendar with their cleaning lady's calendar. And, she's going and cleaning that unit. They're handling guests through automated text messages and emails right there on the platform. It is not rocket science. You can completely run this from your phone and your laptop. And you can be out of state. Matt Freeze is out of state. There are plenty of out-of-state investors that buy these condos and manage them all the time. Do I run into a lot of husband-wife couples that do this? Absolutely. If that's you, give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because this is the fastest growing area out of the 150 most populated areas in the entire United States for the last 3 years in a row, according to U.S. News and World Report. This helps to insulate our market from many of the ups and downs that the rest of our nation's real estate market experiences. This can help you have a more stable rental property. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because they have a tremendous upside when compared to money market accounts and the stock market, due to the appreciation they earn and the potential of higher annual yields through their gross rental income when compared to these other investments. Money market accounts and the stock market don't have the upside of added appreciation. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because while our prices have risen and have held their value, we're also much cheaper than other places like Florida. Where else can you go and find an oceanfront condo for as little as $100,000? If you're getting into the real estate game or expanding your current portfolio, the bang for your buck is sitting right on the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina oceanfront. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories. Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll cover what your HOA fee pays for, how your resort's location creates a convenience for tourists that keeps them coming back for our attractions, restaurants, and local events, and also how your tourists can navigate the area. Next, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. All right, so what does your HOA fee include? Guys, your HOA fee includes electric in the common area, water and sewer, trash pickup, elevator service, pool service, landscape lawn, insurance, manager, security, rec facilities, legal and accounting, telephone service in the unit, recycling, and internet access. Here are the attractions that create the strongest draw for your guests. Now, Barefoot Landing in North Myrtle Beach is a vibrant waterfront destination that seamlessly blends shopping, dining, and entertainment. Now, set along the Intercoastal Waterway, this expansive complex features over 100 specialty shops and boutiques, offering everything from fashion and accessories to unique gifts and coastal treasures. Culinary enthusiasts can indulge in a diverse array of restaurants, including the upscale Greg Norman Australian Grill, the lively Lulu's Beach Arcade and Ropes Course, and the family-friendly Crooked Hammock Brewery, known for its craft beers and relaxed atmosphere. Entertainment options abound with venues like the Alabama Theater, showcasing musical performances, and the House of Blues, hosting concerts and events. Now, families can explore attractions like Alligator Adventure, one of the largest reptile facilities in the world, or enjoy seasonal events like Summerfest and holiday fireworks. Whether you're seeking a leisurely stroll, a shopping spree, or an evening of live entertainment, Barefoot Landing offers a memorable experience for visitors of all ages. Broadway at the beach. It's another excellent tourist attraction. It's only 5 minutes away. Guys, it is 350 acres of fun. Let me tell you, fireworks shows and boat rides and Wonderworks and Wahlburgers and Dave & Buster's, and there's just so much to do. You don't want to miss it. They've got a new area out there where the Hangout is, another great little restaurant. They've got golf you can play. Like little putt-putt golf. It's a lot of fun. Now, the Greg Rouse Legacy Theater is a premier entertainment venue that offers a unique and intimate live performance experience. Founded by acclaimed entertainer Greg Rouse, the theater showcases a variety of shows, including the popular Music and Memories series, which features a world-class cast and band performing beloved songs from past decades. Each performance is 100% live and changes nightly, ensuring a fresh experience for returning guests. The theater has been recognized as WMBF's Best Show of the Grand Strand in 2024, highlighting its commitment to quality entertainment. With a seating capacity of 800, the venue provides an intimate setting that fosters a sense of community and connection between performers and the audience. In addition to its diverse musical offerings, the theater honors military personnel and first responders with special discounts, and during the summer offers promotions such as 2 free child tickets with the purchase of an adult ticket. The Greg Rouse Legacy Theater stands as a testament to Rouse's dedication to creating memorable, family-friendly entertainment that resonates with audiences of all ages. Pirates Voyage. Now, guys, they are doing acrobatics. It's a red team and a blue team of pirates, and they are jumping in the water. They are playing with fire. They are getting all of the guests involved. It is a dinner show. And while you're having dinner and they're serving you great food, they're getting you involved in what they're doing. It is a lot of fun. Your kids, your family is going to enjoy it so much. You don't want to miss the Pirates Voyage. The Alabama Theater, nestled in North Myrtle Beach, Barefoot Landing, has been a premier entertainment venue since its inception in 1993 by the renowned country music band Alabama. Celebrated as the #1 live entertainment theater in the area, it offers a diverse array of performances that captivate audiences of all ages. From February through October, the theater showcases its signature variety show, Iconic, a dynamic production featuring a blend of country, pop, rock, and Broadway hits, complemented by state-of-the-art visuals and choreography. As the holiday season approaches, the venue transforms to present the South's grandest Christmas show, a festive extravaganza filled with traditional and contemporary holiday music, dance, and comedy. Throughout the year, the Alabama Theater also hosts an impressive lineup of guest artists, including notable names like Josh Turner, the Oak Ridge Boys, and Jay Leno, ensuring a memorable experience for every visitor. With its commitment to high-quality performances and family-friendly atmosphere, the Alabama Theater remains a must-visit destination for those seeking top-tier entertainment in the Grand Strand region. The House of Blues in North Myrtle Beach, located at Barefoot Landing, is a premier entertainment venue that combines live music, Southern-inspired cuisine, and vibrant atmosphere. Established in 1997, this 59,000-square-foot facility features a 2-level music hall with a standing capacity of 3,500 and seating for 500 people, hosting a variety of concerts and events throughout the year. Now, the venue includes a restaurant and a bar that offers signature dishes like voodoo shrimp and jambalaya, alongside craft cocktails and an extensive beer selection. Additional spaces, such as the deck, provide outdoor seating with live music and happy hour specials with its unique blend of music, food, and art. The House of Blues offers an unforgettable experience for visitors and locals alike. Now, same thing goes for medieval times. It is a dinner show with knights, and they're fighting, and there's swords, and there's horses, and they are having a blast out there, getting you involved in that, in all that fun. Now, the Skywheel, a major Myrtle Beach landmark up the road. The Boardwalk and Promenade, another major landmark. Tanger Outlets, if you want to shop, that's where you want to go. Market Common. Now, Market Common is a city within a city. Guys, there's upscale shopping, White House Black Market, Southern Living. I mean, you name it, it's there. There's bookstores and movie theaters. They do all kinds of little festivals. Across the street is a $1.3 million playground called Savannah's Playground. You don't want to miss it. It's probably one of the most desirable places in our market to live. Now, Myrtle Beach International Airport, 15 minutes up the road. Let's get into golf. Dunes Golf and Beach Club. You got to go. It is luxury golf at its finest. You definitely want to check it out. It's right there oceanfront. Beautiful greens, an excellent place to play golf. Myrtlewood Golf Club, World Tour Golf Links, guys, is going to have holes from some of the best courses around the world. And of course, there's Top Golf. You do not want to miss Top Golf. Guys, there's individual lanes set up to go out, and it's a driving range. You have a blast. There's restaurants. They serve you food, friends, family. It's the kind of thing that you want to do. Get a group of your friends together and go out and hit that driving range. You won't regret it. It'll be a lot of fun. Again, only just a few minutes up the road. Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. I am excited to talk to you about the appreciation numbers right here at the Ocean Park Resort. Guys, in 2017, if you would have purchased the low sold property that was a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, you'd have only paid $120,000. You fast forward to 2025, now that same 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, the high one that sold was $267,500. That's appreciation to the tune of $147,500. Guys, that's $18,438 a year in appreciation on an oceanfront condo if you bought and sold and timed your sell just right. You tell me where you can make great annual profits and also make excellent appreciation. I know where. Myrtle Beach Oceanfront Condos. Now let's talk through what the other units are doing here, the gross rental income variance, the gross rental income numbers for some of the other units just over the last 2 years that I found here at the Ocean Park Resort. Well, guys, only found 2 other units that had gross rental income information in the system. Unit 1220 had it in 2024, made $44,955, and then unit 1222-1224, I'm assuming that that's a breakout unit. In other words, there's 2 different sides to the unit. You can rent it multiple ways. Anyways, 2024, it was $40,688. Now that average gross rental income number was $42,822. On these 2 units, there was a note in the system that said that these units were only rented for 10 months out of the year. So we know that they can make more money than what's shown on the screen. Now, you might be curious, well, why are these units, why are these units not making as much as $60,000 a year? Well, It could be because they're older, because they're dated, because they're not as upkept. It could be because maybe they're not supplying the best guest experience. There are lots and lots of reasons. Maybe the owner doesn't have a strong sphere of influence to market to on social media. It could be a number of reasons. I can tell you with pretty strong certainty that if you do have a superior product that's marketed well, you can do very, very well in gross rental income and build substantial wealth using Airbnb, via VRBO, and Booking.com. I have clients that do it all the time. Now, what's the secret about concierge services? All right, guys, well, the point is to have concierge services. I once had a client that was featured in Forbes magazine. She had a unit over at the Sea Mist Resort. She made $33,000 with this unit. It did have a nice jacuzzi jet tub. She offered these packages to her clients, and it drove the gross rental income of the unit up. You know, basically bathrobes on the bed, rose petals, towel swans, chocolate, a gift for him, a gift for her, you know, vacation packages. You know, and you could do them themed, of course, you know, for people on their honeymoon and stuff like that. It's an excellent offering. You set up a direct booking website. They go right to your website. You have 3 packages, a $500, a $1,000, a $1,500, and they all include more things. And for the convenience of all of it being planned, in other words, you bought tickets, you contacted your cleaning lady, you gave her $100, and you had her go by, you know, go and order all this stuff for you. You know, order tickets to Pirates Voyage for 2, dinner show. Order a gift, get a gift card to this restaurant here for 2. You know, get tickets to the country music festival. You know, and all the little things, all the little different things that it'd be super simple and super easy that people want to go do in our market. Well, if you go ahead and take care of all of that, you've got it set up in a nice little envelope. It's sitting on the nightstand for them. It's on the counter as soon as they walk in. They've got a concierge experience, and they're going to have an excellent time on their vacation. And they're going to come back, and that's going to build repeat business year over year. And they didn't have to think about it. They didn't have to plan it. You send them an automated email. You signed up for package X. It includes this, 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 and this. We've already got your tickets. We got this. It's going to be on the nightstand for you, blah, 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 blah. Guys, it's simple and easy. And if you do 10 of those at $1,500, we're talking about an extra $15,000 at the end of the year in gross rental income. And all you did was set up a direct booking website, put a web page up, a landing page with 3 different packages, let them choose one, let them process their credit card right there online. You just offered it to them in addition to their rental when they signed up on Airbnb. You told your cleaning lady, hey, here's $100. Go and get all these things for me and leave them in the room for this guest. It's that simple and that easy, guys. Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Now, do I buy this property as a second home, or do I buy it as an investment property? Well, guys, if you're going to use it, you might want to buy it as a second home. I'd say if you're going to use it 6 months out of the year, buy it as a second home. It's going to give you a cheaper interest rate, a lower down payment, but you can only rent it out 180 days out of the year. Now, if you're in the game to make money and you're not really going to use it, or you're going to use it just a few weekends or a few weeks out of the year, then you probably want to buy it as an investment property. It's going to be at least 20%, most likely 25% down. It's going to have a higher interest rate. The bank knows you're making money. They want to make money with you. And you can rent it out, 365 days a year. So you have no limits on renting it out. Now, if you buy it as a second home, it's got to be at least 75 miles from your primary residence. Additionally, you do have to occupy it at least 3 weeks out of the year. Now, remodeling your unit. Here's what investors do time and time again, guys. I see it all the time. I help investors do it. They use my contractors. It's so simple. It's so easy, and it applies to more than just oceanfront condos. It applies to real estate in general. People buy underperforming assets, properties, fix them up, and sell them. That's a fix and a flip. It's not rocket science. It's very logical. It's very simple. You buy a property that's ran down, you put some money into it, you sell it for more than you bought it for and more than the remodel cost. It's the same principle that you're doing here, except for you're just renting it out first for a few years while you hold it, and then you turn around and sell it. Now, you always want to buy the underperforming asset with the ugly carpet, the horrible countertops, the one that's ran down and looks disgusting. You want to buy that one. You want to put some money into it. I won't say always. If you're using financing and you can find one that's remodeled, it's most likely a smarter move. But for the most part, the strategy is simple. You buy an underperforming asset, you remodel it, and then you rent it out. You design it with all the top-notch design touches of the top 5% Airbnb properties, that are on the market. You make sure that you're better than all the competition. An accent wall with a fireplace and a mantle. You got popping, contrasting colors that catch people's eyes and attention on Airbnb. It has a very modern and a very trendy look. Like, listen, there's a game that you've got to play when you're attracting guests and rentals. You can't make the property look like whatever your tastes are and expect it to perform like a top 5%. You're catering to the masses. You're catering to a specific demographic, a specific audience. And there are key elements, like you want to have desk in the room for the kids. You want to have a little game station. You want to have a telescope by the balcony to drink wine and watch the stars. You want to advertise all that stuff in your listing. You want to have a coffee station for the mornings when they wake up. There's certain elements to this that really work, guys. And if you do it, you make great money. Yvonne, a client of mine, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. I can't stop talking about her. She bought an oceanfront condo for almost $600,000, a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom over at Ocean Reef. She remodeled it. She had it off the market for at least 2.5 months. When she bought the condo, it was making $104,400 in her first 12 months. Remember, she had it off the market for 2.5 months. So that means in less than 12 months, technically, 8.5 months, 9.5 months, whatever. Guess what? She made $140,000 in gross rental income and cleared $30,000 profit. She increased her gross rental income by $36,000 just her first year. She recouped the entire remodel plus some. Was it worth it to remodel the property? Absolutely. Is she already halfway there for a cash out refi? You better believe it. She's already improved the property. Now she's just got to wait a few years and let it appreciate and pull the money out of it, and she can go buy another one. Now, anyways, the point is the remodels work, guys. The top-notch products perform. It gets you winter rentals during the winter months. It makes you stand out and take market share, and you can charge a whole lot more money for a much larger and nicer condo that is in high demand. It's that simple and that easy. 1031 like-kind exchange, a very hot topic and one that many investors are interested in. Yes, you can do them with oceanfront condos. A 1031 exchange, named after Section 1031 of the IRS code, allows real estate investors to defer paying capital gains taxes when they sell an investment property, as long as they reinvest the proceeds into a like-kind property of equal or greater value within a specific time frame. The key rules include identifying the replacement property within 45 days and closing on it within 180 days of the sale. Now, this strategy helps investors grow their portfolios more efficiently by deferring taxes and leveraging their equity. But it requires careful planning and the use of a qualified intermediary to handle the transaction. Guys, I have a qualified intermediary for you that I would like to introduce to you to help facilitate your 1031 like-kind exchange. It's that simple and that easy. If you're interested in purchasing properties and you're concerned about capital gains tax, this is a viable strategy that many investors use to build wealth. Get in contact with me. It's 843-360-1737, and I can help you with that 1031 like-kind exchange. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories. Now let's talk through low HOAs versus high HOAs. Let's talk through special assessments and kind of the correlation and how this all plays out. Now people, first-time investors generally want a low HOA resort because they feel like it's less risk. I'm going to completely debunk that for you in just a minute. So I had a client ask me, well, how do I avoid getting hit with a bunch of special assessments? And she was basically working through the understanding that when you have an HOA that has a super low fee, most likely they're not setting aside money in reserves. In fact, most likely they're probably not running the business portion of the HOA well. They're not building up a cushion in case things happen and they need to fix it. Now, generally the higher HOAs are at resorts that have healthy businesses, and they're collecting, instead of setting aside every month when you pay your HOA dues, they are collecting reserves. Now those reserves will go to take care of, most likely, items that need to be fixed and are repaired on site. Now, would you rather pay $50 or $100 a month towards the reserves in your HOA payment, maybe even $150 a month? Or would you rather get hit with a $15,000 special assessment? In my opinion, it's smarter to pay it incrementally. It's not such a big blow. It's already accounted for, and they're setting money aside in the reserves so that they don't have to issue you a special assessment. With a lower HOA fee, they're going to issue you special assessments anytime something breaks or needs to be fixed. Is it better to have a low HOA fee and get hit with multiple assessments throughout the year or a few years in a row that eat through your profits, or just to go ahead and invest in a place that has a higher HOA fee that is putting aside money in reserves to take care of those things so that you don't have to have special assessments over and over and over again each and every year? So, in my opinion, it is more risk. In my opinion, it is more risk to purchase a lower tier oceanfront condo at a lower tier resort with lower HOA fees. It is because there's a lot more competition in the lower end of the market. Those smaller units, there's a huge supply of them. They don't appreciate as well, so there's nothing to really carry you through on the back. If you have a lean year or you get a bunch of special assessments or something hits you, there's nothing really to carry you through if you don't make a lot of profits on the smaller oceanfront condos, as opposed to the larger oceanfront condos that appreciate much better, and they can carry you through some of those lean years. Over the lifetime of the investment, you are still okay if you have a few years where you only make $5,000 profit, $10,000 profit, whatever, on those larger oceanfront condos, $15,000 profit on those leaner years, because they appreciate so well on the back end. It carries you through. You don't have that cushion with a smaller oceanfront condo. I ran numbers, I think it was over at the Dunes Village, on a guy, he was selling his condo. If he would have sold it as asking price, we're looking at $54,000 in appreciation while he owned that condo a year. That's substantial appreciation. As where the smaller oceanfront condos don't appreciate nearly as well, you'd be lucky to get $100,000. Or you'd be doing well at $100,000 appreciation for owning it 7, 8, 9, 10 years versus owning a larger oceanfront condo for 10 years and you're getting $300,000 in appreciation. So there's a lot more cushion in the appreciation aspect of it that's going to carry you overall if you look at everything, the annual profits, and appreciation combined. If you look at both, there's a lot more cushion in those larger oceanfront condos. So, thinking through risk, people at low tier or resorts that are afraid of high HOA fees, and they think they justify it in their mind going, I'm taking less risk by buying something that's cheaper because it's less money out of pocket that I have to spend. Technically, they're positioning themselves to have the highest amount of competition, to have the lowest amount of hedge and appreciation, and to get hit with lots of special assessments because their HOA is not setting money aside in the reserve account. Now, you tell me what sense that makes, buying a low-tier oceanfront condo with a low HOA fee, all because you're afraid to take on more risk. You're technically taking on more risk. All right, so if you have a 401k and you have retirement funds, but not enough to live off of, which many Americans are in that boat, because a 401k was never designed for you to retire off of. It was an account for executives to be able to stash away some extra cash, and it got turned into a quote-unquote retirement account. But there's generally, unless you have a ridiculous amount of money in that 401k, it's not going to be enough money for you to retire on. This is where Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos, real estate investing, comes into play, because you've got money in your account that you can be putting in hard assets that generate great annual profits, that appreciate, and that give you tax write-offs. And that's going to happen a lot faster than what you can do in the stock market. Now, or even with bonds, or even with long-term rentals. Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos are one of the best investments in the market. Now, 401k non-recourse loans. A non-recourse loan against a 401k is used when purchasing real estate within the 401k itself, typically through a self-directed solo 401k plan. In this setup, the 401k account, not the individual, purchases the property, not the individual, not the person, but the 401k purchases the property. And a non-recourse loan is used because IRS rules prohibit personal guarantees on 401k owned investments. Now, a non-recourse loan means the lender can only seize the property if there's a default. They cannot go after the investor's personal assets or the rest of the 401k funds. Now, this allows investors to leverage their retirement funds to buy real estate while keeping the investment compliant with IRS rules. However, only the 401k benefits from the investment returns. The annual profits you're making, you can't touch. It's got to go back into the 401k. It can't go into your personal account. And strict rules around prohibited transactions must be followed to avoid penalties. Guys, I just helped a client purchase an oceanfront condo at Dunes Village, a place that is infamous for gross rental income in our market, with a 401k non-recourse loan. It's a very smart move, guys, and you should get started now building that nest egg up. Absolutely. If you do not have enough money to retire on because you're planning on living longer, because your lifestyle demands it, then you need to get in contact with me so that I can get you in contact, and you have a 401k, of course, so that I can get you in contact with a qualified person that can do a 401k non-recourse loan for you. My cell phone's 843-360-1737. Give me a call and let me help you out. Those retirement years could be a whole lot better, and you could be living in a lot more comfort if you had that extra $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in profit coming in passively from an asset like an oceanfront condo. Now, guys, lots of people are concerned about HOAs. HOAs protect the appreciation aspect of your investment. You know, ultimately, the HOA consists of people that own at that particular resort, and they don't want to pay any of those high HOA fees or any more fees than they have to pay. However, they have enough sense to know that if they don't maintain the property and take care of it well, that the property is going to lose value, and the tourists are not going to continue to rent that property any longer. If that happens, the money that you're counting on in appreciation at the end of the investment when you go to sell it is gone. And that's what you don't want. The appreciation is an excellent builder of wealth. Additionally, it serves as a hedge in case you don't do as well renting your property out. Now, of course, I don't want that for you. I don't expect that for you. If you follow the channel, then you're learning all the things to do. If we've had a few conversations, I'm telling you what to do. So HOAs protect the investment. They protect that appreciation aspect of your property. And when you go to resell it, you're going to be really happy that you had an HOA. Now, investors often are concerned about higher HOA fees. Well, most of the time, the best resorts have the highest HOA fees. They have higher HOA fees. You do not let the HOA fee determine where you invest your money. You let the upside, you let the gross rental income, you follow the money, you follow the cash. It's horrible to allow fear of not having enough and you're not going to be able to make the payment, you're afraid the HOA is too high, to be the determinant as to where you invest. You know, not everybody is successful at investing. A lot of people think that way. Fear is what's driving their decision. Fear is not a smart investment strategy. I wouldn't let it be in the driver's seat if I was you. And you can't. You got to look at the units that are top performing, and you've got to go to those resorts. You got to check out the inventory and the products that are currently on the market, and you've got to invest where you've got upside and potential, where you can make money, because the whole point of this is to make money. You don't invest in a place with a low HOA fee at a low tier resort that doesn't have a really strong brand name. A lot of people don't know about it, and hardly anyone wants to rent there. In my opinion, it's just not a smart strategy. Why would you cap yourself at a place, let's say that, you know, has units, they're making $30,000 a year gross income, when you could be at a place that's making $90,000 or $100,000 a year, and you're putting $30,000 a year in profit in your pocket, all because you weren't intimidated by an HOA fee. And by the way, the tourists that rent the condo pay the fees. And if you're doing it well, and you've watched the interview with Matt Freeze, at least one of them, he plainly said that he owns, you know, at the time I interviewed him, he owned 11 oceanfront condos. Guys, he plainly says, June, July, and August, he makes enough money on his condos to pay all the bills for the whole year. So what are you worried about? What are you afraid about? Don't let that HOA fee intimidate you and stop you. Invest where you can make money and build wealth. It requires risk to build wealth. That's how it works. Let's talk about doing a cash out refi. Guys, the real estate strategy using a cash out refinance involves pulling equity from your first investment property after it has appreciated in value or you've paid down the mortgage, and using those funds as a down payment for your next property. Now here's how it works. You buy your first property, you improve it or hold it over time, and once it gains enough equity, you refinance it for more than you currently owe. You take the difference in cash, tax deferred, and use it to buy your second property. You repeat the process, improve, refinance, reinvest, and you create a snowball effect of portfolio growth without needing to come up with new capital for each deal. Now, this method lets investors scale rapidly, but it requires good credit. Strategic property selection, that's where I come in, and you got to get the property selection right, because if not, you're shooting yourself in the foot, you're stifling that snowball effect. If you don't get this one right and it doesn't have solid financials, you might not get approval for the next condo or the cash out refi. Or anyways, the point is you want to make sure you get the right property. Now, strong cash flow is going to be important, and discipline to avoid over leveraging. You do not want to over leverage. So guys, it's very simple and very easy. Lots of people buy oceanfront condos using a cash out refi, either on their primary residence. They'll pull, you know, a few $100,000 out of their home. Of course, their mortgage goes up a little bit, $1,100, $1,200, depending upon how much money they pull out. And they purchase an oceanfront condo, or they do a cash out refi on the oceanfront condo that they bought their first one. It's that simple and that easy. It does create a snowball effect. Once you buy a property, improve it, and it appreciates, and you've paid down that mortgage, of course, you're going to pull that cash out and buy another oceanfront condo. Well, you wait 3 or 4 more years. Now you've got 2 oceanfront condos that you can employ this same strategy with. You do it to both of them. Now you bought 2 more and you have 4 oceanfront condos. Well, yes, you can do it again. 4 more years goes by, you improve properties, you pay out all those profits you're making on the oceanfront condo rentals into the mortgage, and guess what you do? You buy 4 now. Now you got 8 oceanfront condos. So it creates a snowball effect, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, that nest egg, allowing you to really build some substantial wealth over time. It's a very viable strategy. If you're interested in learning more about it, give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. And now, it is the moment you have been waiting for, and one of the most exciting parts of the video. Let's break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. And then I'll give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Let's run through a cash scenario purchase right here at the Ocean Park Resort for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom oceanfront unit. Guys, that purchase price was $265,000. We've got your average gross rental income projection at $60,000. I believe it's very, very feasible, very, very doable for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit to make $60,000. I know of 1-bedroom units. A decent 1-bedroom makes $40,000. A good 1-bedroom will make about $52,000. An exceptional 1-bedroom will make about $72,000. I think it's totally fair and very doable for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom to pull in that $60,000. Now, your Airbnb platform fee is 3%. That's for the use of their site. That's 3% of the gross rental income. Comes up to $1,800. If you take that $1,800 from the $60,000 in gross rental income, you are left with a subtotal of $58,200. Now, your property taxes in 2024 were $2,069.90. That is not for the year. That is not for the month. That is for the year. So some people ask, is that a month? No, that's not monthly. That is for the year. $2,069.90. Your excise tax was $493. That is a $145 base fee for the first $2,000 that you make. Then it's $6 for every $1,000 in gross rental income after that. That's for your City of Myrtle Beach business license to own and operate a short-term vacation rental business. Now, your local hospitality and accommodations tax, that's $1,800. It's technically 2 different taxes. It's 1.5% to Horry County and 1.5% to Myrtle Beach. I've got you for 3% of that gross rental income for your local hospitality and accommodations tax at $1,800. Now, your HO6 insurance was $1,000. Simple policy that you're going to get. You're going to make sure it covers lost gross rental income. During the winter months is when they do construction to these buildings, and if they shut your floor down, you want to make sure that you are covered for lost gross rental income if you can't rent your unit. A friend of mine, Matt Freeze, who's been on the channel, he's on the investor interview playlist, he actually ended up making money during his winter months and got a premium for having to use his HO6 policy when they shut his floor down, because the insurance company took an average gross rental income number for the year and paid him out that for his winter months time when he lost gross rental income due to construction. So now, your electricity, there is no electricity included in your HOA dues, your monthly HOA fees, so you have to pay for it separately. I've got you at $150 a month for 12 months, at $1,800 for the year. And then those annualized HOA dues were at $18,720. That is for the entire year. Guys, it brings you to a subtotal of $25,882.90. Now, if you take that subtotal from the subtotal up top of $58,200, yes, you are left with a projected profitability of as much as $32,317.10. That is a 12% return, cash on cash return on your money. Now, your cleaning costs were not included. I did calculate them for you. You can see them at the notes down below. They weren't included because those are going to pass through to your guest. Technically, you'll probably end up making some profit off of them because you'll charge a little bit more than what your cleaning lady charges you to your guest. 30 cleanings at $150 a cleaning has you at $4,500 for the year in cleaning fees. I didn't include personal property taxes. You know, if you own an investment property in Myrtle Beach, they're going to charge you personal property taxes. It's probably going to be $500, $600. Your HO6 insurance, again, is not included, so you have to buy a separate policy, which I've included up above. And then internet and pest control is included in that HOA fee. Guys, you tell me where you can get 12% on your money in your first year. Where can you go and put $265,000 and in the first year, within 12 months, walk away with $32,317.10? I can tell you, right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, in our oceanfront condos. All right, now let's work through a financing scenario purchase right here at the Ocean Park Resort for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom oceanfront condo. That purchase price was $265,000. The down payment is 25% of your purchase price at $66,250. Your gross rental income projection was $60,000. Your Airbnb platform fee was $1,800. If you take $1,800 from $60,000, you're left with a subtotal of $58,200. Your principal and interest is $15,864 for the year. That does assume a 30-year fixed rate loan at a 7% interest rate. Now, your property taxes in 2024 were $2,069.90. Your excise tax was $493. Your local hospitality and accommodations tax was $1,800. Your HO6 insurance $1,000. Electricity $1,800, and annualized HOA dues at $18,720. That brings you to an operating expense subtotal of $41,746.90. If you subtract that $41,746.90 from the $58,200 above, yes, you are left with a projected profitability of as much as $16,453.10. That is a cash-on-cash return of 25%. Now, you might ask, well, why is it higher than the cash scenario purchase? Why is the cash-on-cash return so much higher when you finance? Well, guys, the reason why is you're only putting $66,250 of your own money in this deal, and you're getting out $16,453.10 in your first year. That's why you've got a lot less money in the deal. So when you have positive leverage, it is very, very good, and it does increase your cash-on-cash return. Where can you go and put $66,250 into an investment, and in the first year walk away with almost with a little over $16,000 for a 25% cash-on-cash return? Well, I can tell you guys, Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos. We've been doing them since the 1930s. It's nothing new, and it makes great money. It's an excellent investment. Now let's walk through your depreciation for this 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit. With that $265,000 purchase price divided by 27.5 years, the IRS says that the useful life on this on real estate is 27.5 years. So essentially, using that straight line method, you take the purchase price, you divide it by 27.5 years, and it gives you the taxable income deduction on the property. Essentially, they're going to let you write off $9,636.36 due to depreciation, which is wear and tear, and something called economic obsolescence, which means as newer properties are built and hit the market, the older ones become less valuable. Essentially, you're going to make $9,636.36, and that you're not going to have to pay taxes on. That's another way to look at it. Now, you should check into something called a cost segregation study. I do have a CPA that specializes in cost segregation studies in our market. I can put you in contact with her. If you're interested, let me know. It's 843-360-1737. A client of mine did a cost segregation study on her first investment condo and received a ridiculous, I think it was a $34,000 tax refund in her first year. Cost segregation studies are where you accelerate depreciation on the real estate asset. So instead of writing it off over 27.5 years, maybe you write a whole lot off that first or second year. Maybe you've had an excellent year in business. Maybe you're a high income earner and you need some tax deductions. Well, cost segregation studies are excellent ways to accomplish that. You could be writing off as much as $40,000, $50,000 in your first year. Give me a call. It's 843-360-1737 if you'd like to get in contact with a specialist that can do a cost segregation study for you on your real estate. All right, so let's run through your market report numbers right here at the Ocean Park Resort. Guys, in just the last 6 months, they've had one unit sell. It has a price of $267,500. That is for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Now, the low list price is $265,000. Your average list price is $275,450, and the high current list price is $285,900. That's right here at the Ocean Park Resort over the last 6 months. All right, so if you're interested in investing in Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos, then you have to watch the videos on the must-watch investor playlist with Matt Freeze. Gosha Cook, Rufia Nigro, and countless other investors that I have had on the channel. If you're serious, they drop all the secrets, the tricks, the trade. They will take you from zero to there super fast and in a hurry. So do yourself a favor. If you're serious about this, watch the videos. Now you're probably wanting to know, what are the top 5 oceanfront condo resorts in Myrtle Beach, or in the market period? Well, in the market period, I found one at Sea Marsh last year. The place only has one pool. It's not like a super nice place, but the guy had the right design elements on the unit. He made $90,000 in gross rental income on his unit. In my estimation, he cleared $24,000 profit. He's just got a well-designed unit, you know, and the place is standard. It doesn't have major amenities, doesn't have crazy draws. It's got an $847 a month HOA, a low HOA, but guess what? He crushed it because of the design element on the unit. It's that simple and that easy, guys. Nothing special, nothing hidden. Sea Marsh, it's up there. Ocean Reef, Yvonne, she's up there. 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. Caribbean, 1-bedroom, made $72,000 in gross rental income. Let me see here. Dunes Village, by far, absolutely. The majority of their units consistently outperform the rest of the market. Their ocean view units perform better than probably most oceanfront units elsewhere, because they have an indoor water park and you can rent the unit out 12 months out of the year due to that indoor water park. It is a sustainable competitive advantage. Dunes Village continues to be one of the top performers in the market. I found a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom that made $103,000 over there. Definitely killing it. I found a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. It's under contract now. Made $124,000. I mean, like, Dunes Village, definitely. Finally, I'd say Oceans 1 or Resort. I found a unit over there, a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom that made $109,000. Yes, Oceans 1 over in the south end of the beach. I know a lot of investors are skeptical about it, but guys, people are making money there to the tune of $109,000. We're talking, you know, $29,000 profit. So that's my top 5. If you want to know more, get in contact with me, have a conversation with me, call me, guys. I really enjoy hearing from you guys. It's 843-360-1737. Send me a text message, shoot me an email, jump on a live Zoom call with me, ask me your questions, and let's get you somewhere into this investing game that you really want to be in, building wealth and securing a great future for you and your family. All right, guys, so I'm coming off the elevator. I wanted to show you one last thing before we left Ocean Park Resort. Now, I'm in the bottom floor parking deck, so if you don't stay up top, you can drive your car. If you don't park up top, you can drive your car and come park down below. And I wanted you to see that. Oceanfront condos make money. I'm telling people, been telling people for years. They work. Lots of investors are buying all the time. You need to be one. Get over your fear. Get over that. Don't spend 2 years waiting to do this. For real. You'll kick yourself. All the investors thank me after they close. And guess what? They pretty much all say they wish they would have started sooner. Now, that's parking up top. I just took you to parking down below. And this is the Ocean Park Resort right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories.